Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Today we're going to be doing a copper drop stream. We're going to be checking out a reward that you can earn for free, but you need to put in a little bit of time and effort. But this one doesn't require a whole load of time and not that much effort. What am I talking about? Let's go ahead and take a peek. So recently they added the Cryptid Bootcamp event. It is a multiplayer zombie-only event, no Warzone challenges tied to this one. And there are various challenges, small rewards, and a mastery reward once you completed the event. But don't worry about the bulk of the challenges or the mastery reward at the moment. What we're going to be checking out is just one of the smaller rewards, one of the challenges. It's a universal camo. Look at you. The challenge revolves around getting a lot of eliminations, 75 eliminations, kills, utilizing the covert sneakers or the blacklight flashlight equipment in multiplayer. So equip the covert sneakers, equip the blacklight flashlight perk. It's in the gear slot, and the sneakers are obviously in the sneakers, like the shoe slot. And just run around and play the multiplayer game as you please. And once you get those 75 kills, eliminations, you will unlock this universal camo. Now, like I said, this is a multiplayer zombie event. So there is an alternate challenge in zombies. The zombie challenge is get 3 abomination kills. So abominations are like the really big dog, 3-headed dogs, like the Cerberus-style dogs in the zombie mode. It's usually found in the tier 3 zone, the red zone. So it is one of the more difficult zombies to defeat, but not impossible and definitely doable solo. Once you get used to it, it's not quite as daunting. Definitely want to go in prepared if you're going for abomination, like eliminations. You want a higher rarity weapon. You want to triple pack your gun. And also, if you can get like the golden armor plates and all the other good stuff to like help yourself succeed, those will also be useful. But definitely a triple pack and a higher rarity weapon will make life a lot easier. Like I said, the abominations aren't particularly difficult once you get used to what you need to do. The main thing to do a lot of damage to the abominations are when the dogs, the heads start beaming, shooting out the laser from their mouth. If you can just start emptying your gun into the head, into the mouth, you could potentially stagger and destroy one of the heads, one of the 3 heads. And by doing so, you will do a lot of damage to the abomination. Obviously, if you shoot the zombie, the abomination, in other areas, you will damage it. But to make faster and more significant damage, that's sort of what you want to do, is target the head when it's shooting those lasers. Target the mouth specifically. And yeah, you can do that to all 3 heads. And once you remove all 3 heads from the abomination, you've defeated it. It is very doable as a solo player, especially if you've got, like I said, a triple packed gun, and those golden armor plates are very useful. But yeah, I mean, the abominations can be a bit of a daunting task if you're new to the zombie mode and all that. Like I said, though, if you go unprepared and you're a little bit aware of like how to take it out, specifically shooting the mouth when it's doing those laser things, you could do a lot of damage fast and shouldn't cause you too much trouble getting those 3 abominations. Honestly, if you've got the golden armor plates and the triple pack gun and all that, you could probably take out all 3 abominations solo. You wouldn't even need help taking them out. But yeah, out of the 2 challenges, I think the multiplayer challenge would be the easier of the 2. Just need to equip the right perks, the sneakers and the flashlight, blacklight flashlight and the covert sneakers. And then just play the game as you like, and as you get elimination kills, once you get those 75, you'll complete the challenge. Now, for this particular challenge, you don't need to complete both zombie and multiplayer challenges, just one or the other. And more than that, you don't need to worry about the other challenges. The other challenges are their own tier, specific to completing the mastery grind maybe, but not locking you into completing this one. This one, just worry about these 2 challenges. Pick whichever one you prefer, either the zombie or multiplayer one. Take it on. Once you complete it, you'll unlock the camo. So yeah, that is the challenge. Now this event is a limited time event, so you do want to complete this challenge before the event goes away. At the time of streaming, it's 11 days and some hours in change. It'll be less if you're watching the stream in the archives, or maybe the event might be done, depending on when you're watching the stream. But yeah, if the event is going on, you want to jump on, complete the challenge so you can get yourself the reward. Now, usually I'll showcase the camo on a weapon, but I'm going to showcase it on what I prefer to see it in. And I genuinely really like to see it on the riot shield. Just also heads up, if you're looking for the camo, once you've unlocked it, it'll be in the event tab right here, looking at you. There it is. And yeah, equipable on all your weaponry, Modern Warfare 2 or 3 weapons. Once you unlock it. Yeah, very nice camo. Looks really good on the riot shield in my opinion. And a pretty simple challenge to unlock it. Yeah, just design element, I really like it. The silhouetted trees and the yellow eyes peering at you. Looks reasonably basic, but the challenge isn't difficult, like I said, so not a particularly difficult challenge. But there is something special about this camo, those of you who don't know. The eyes glow. So if you take the camo or the weapon with the camo into a darker area, the eyes will glow and shine back at you. So yeah, just a little special glow-in-the-dark touch to the camo to take it to a slightly more special look to it beyond its current aesthetic. And I actually really like this look. The design, I like it. I like it. Color palette, the silhouetted trees, like I said, the eyes to add that little touch to it. So when I found out that it also glows in the dark, that was like a huge bonus that I was very pleased to hear about. Really does take it to that event styled or special styled camo, giving you that little touch to it. So yeah, with all my universal camo streams, I use different weapons in the game. And each game will try out a different weapon type. And after the game, we'll do the preview for that said weapon type. So if you want to see a specific weapon gameplay or preview, timestamps will be in the description once the stream goes into the archives. Assault rifle will be using the MTZ-556. Battle rifle will be using the MTZ-762. SMG will be using the WSP Swarm. Shotgun will use the Haymaker. LMG will use the Holger 26. Marksman rifle, we'll use the KVD Enforcer. Sniper, the XRK Stalker. Handgun, we've got the Core 45. And melee weapon, tentatively it's the gutter knife, but we might use something else just depending on what I feel like at the end. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. God, every time I pet this Pish Pash, the hair kicks up so hard. And then I'm rubbing my eyes and nose because all of it goes into my face. Comes a purring, can't resist giving her a good pet, and that kicks off all the hair. Yeah, camo's really nice. Got that nice little glow in the dark touch to it also to make it a little bit more special than it already is. And yeah, honestly, really like the way it looks on the riot shield. We'll probably main it on that. I don't want to play this map. And it's a game in progress, so I don't know how far along. I didn't want to waste time. Oh, no worries, Gato. Did a quick restart. Didn't really like the start of that game. The first game. Don't really want to do shotgun as the first. God, the hair went into my eye and nose. Pish Pash, enough, man. You're kicking up all this hair on my face. Stop. No, man, Pish Pash, just get out of here. You're bugging now. Bad connection, game over. Also. like 90. Find something. I don't know why, man. This game sometimes will just... It insists on putting you in these fucking losing games with shit connections. I'm not doing any more pish pash. You're kicking up too much hair, man. Pish, pish. How can I resist your love? Oh, the Vaznev. Nice. I think they did buff it a little bit to make it a little more in line. For a while, it was a really bad gun. Like, they had sort of like nerfed it. Like, and well, not nerfed it, but it wasn't very viable. But I think they did recently buff it, so it's a little better now. Hey, what on earth? Uh, Oh, that was an enemy, dude. Jeez. I thought it was a teammate as I stopped firing at. Shit. Good call, teammate.
Moving here. Moving here.
Apparently, you can't do that anymore. Just give me a second. Like, that hair is like aggravating my eye and my hands and all. The cat hair kicked up. Just gonna wash my face. Dude, please put the dot low on that thing. You can, like, why would you look above that thing so far up, man? Just put it on the fucking thing, man, so you can see that it's your teammate. It was a fucking teammate thing, man. No one looks fucking that high up over something, man, to see if it's a teammate. Shit.
Moving here. Friendly mosquito deployed. Hostile mosquito is online. Return to base.
Zero for 17. How do you even go? Like, I don't think the dude was AFK. I've never seen it search under like 102 ping. Like, what the hell is that search? Pishpash, please, you're kicking up too much hair, man. It's aggravating my eyes and all. Move, Buzz. Bish Bishy. I love you too, Bish Bish.
Team deathmatch. Engage.
Huh? staying up there?
Everyone flying outbound. I saw something. Heard that pump.
Kill confirmed. Eliminate all hostiles in the area. Grab their tag. The enemy's taking the lead.
Moving here.
We have we've lost the lead.
Hey,
Hostiles deploy the mosquito. We're falling behind. Get moving. Hostile airstrike near your location. You're losing ground. Online. Kill confirmed. Friendly UAV on station. Mission compromised. We failed. Hardpoint. Control the target area. Hardpoint located. Lock it down. target area.
Hostiles deploy the mosquito.
Got you covered! Enemies here!
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Hostile mosquito is online.
Enemy operator! Got you covered.
Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Target area update. Move to the hardpoint.
Mark the target. Moving here.
The enemy's taking the lead. Hardpoint relocated. Stand by. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by.
Got you covered!
Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint. Hostile mosquito is online. The enemy is gaining ground. Push them back. Enemies inside the perimeter.
Moving here.
Oh, thank you.
Hostile mosquito is online. Enemies inside the perimeter. Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. Friendly UAV on station. Hostiles deploy the mosquito. Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint. They're getting hit hard. Hostile mosquito is online. Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area.
Yeah, it does glow nicely.
Secure the area. Inside the perimeter. Hardpoint compromised.
Hey, just move. Move. Both of you. No, what the hell you guys are thinking? Come and sit on your ass on that.
Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Hostile moving strike in the area. Target area updated. Move to the enemies inside the perimeter.
What on earth, man? I'm just leaving, dude. The connection's ass anyway. I got a bad start too. Kiki, don't bug now. Yeah, it is almost time. I'll just give it to them. Fuck it. Hold on. I'll give them their dinner. Kiki, you're lucky. You're lucky. Shit. There you are. I'll probably back out of this one, depending on how far gone it is. Team deathmatch. This is pretty far gone. I'm just gonna. I thought maybe if it was domination or something, I'd stick. I might switch over to the small map playlist for the SMG gameplay. If like it puts me into another shitty map or game in progress. I'm not playing SMG on this. Let's see if they change it. If it starts loading, I'll back up. Oh fuck, I didn't realize. Didn't realize I had nades on me.
Hardpoint relocating. Hostile UAV in the area. Secure the target area.
Copy. UAV is on station. Recon online.
Secure the area. Hostiles deployed a mosquito. Secure the area. Confirming next hard point. Stand by. Friendly UAV online. Enemies inside the perimeter. Target area updated. Move to the hard point. Secure the area. Hostile airstrike near your location.
That should have been a suicide, dude.
Secure the area. Ready to deploy. Hardpoint relocated. Stand by. Hostile SAE near
I thought it said friendly.
Inside the perimeter. Confirming next hardpoint. Area. Hardpoint compromised. Target area updated. Inside the perimeter. Stand by. Target area. Hardpoint compromised. Area. Inside the perimeter. Friendly UAV on station. Hard. Hardpoint compromised. Enemies inside the perimeter. UAV active. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Stand by. Enemies inside the perimeter. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint. Enemies inside the perimeter. Friendly UAV. Area. 1 minute remaining. Inside the perimeter. Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Friendly UAV on station. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. UAV online. Airstrike inbound. Hardpoint compromised. Enemies inside the perimeter. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by. Friendly SAE on the way.
What's up, Slayer?
Failed. Return to base.
God, are you kidding me? Please tell me someone's voting this out. Otherwise, I'm backing out. Honestly, they should just remove Derail from this 6v6 playlist, dude. I don't think there's any reason anyone wants to play that nonsense. In 6v6. 10v10, I'm sure it's a good game, like a good map. Like I said, it used to be okay. I mean, it was always kind of shit, but when there was a faster time to kill, it used to be okay.
Hardpoint located. Lock it down.
Dude, what am I stuck on, dude?
Enemies inside the perimeter. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Inside the perimeter.
I just want to back out of this one. I didn't do a good start. Instead of trying to. Terminal has really become one of those maps I just want to don't want to play it. Like, I want to usually just skip. It's so weird. It used to be such a good map. It's 100% the time to kill. That's ruined it. 100%. Like, when it had a faster time to kill, it just played better. I don't know, this map, this is quite literally the third time I'm playing on this map. Did teammate just shoot me? Or was that enemy? I saw them, but I didn't want to go after them. 'Cause they were pretty far. Are the spawns just really bad in this game? I really need to play this map, man. They need to put this in the 24/7 playlist. I think I figured out the layout a little bit with this playthrough. The last two playthroughs, I didn't understand it at all. God, this team was fucking getting slaughtered. Now, like, looking at the the layout's actually kind of an interesting map, but I need to play on it more to get a much better feel for it. Departure, I'm not like that's pretty easy to understand. Like, I got it like within the first game. This one, I am getting it, the layout now, but it definitely took me. Well, this is just my third game, and the first game was like Horde Point, and the second game I was just getting spawn trapped. But I was wondering, like, I was like, dude, how is it so easy to tell where I am spawning? It makes a little bit more sense. It's not as complex a map as I thought it was. But I do need more time with it. We'll just use the gutter knife. I was thinking I'd use some other melee weapon, but... I'm backing out of this one. We'll switch up the melee weapon also. I was thinking we'll try something else other than the gutter. Let's do the karambit. I was thinking maybe the... what are we looking at? You barely see the camo on the karambit. Let's see. Something else. Honestly, it looked good on the gutter. I mean, the... what was it? Yeah, the gutter knife. I'll just stick with it. I backed out of that lobby because it was already a game in progress, TDM game, so like it would have ended very quickly. Not because I wanted to change, but I did consider changing. I'm trying to think of some interesting melee weapons. We're not playing this map. I'll back up. I just want shipment. Come on, give shipment, man. Like, the brass knuckles could be an interesting melee weapon, I was thinking. Maybe like, you know, like chains. Like a chain, like you whip it. Like you have this metal chain, those linked chains, and you just whip it at like people, like it's a whip, but a metal chain. A whip itself would be very interesting, but like, you know, if you want to go the extra mile, do like a linked chain as your whip. Maybe that could be a blueprint or something for the whip. I don't know. Yeah. As a melee weapon. A little more range, maybe. But a little longer swing time for the whip. So the wind up is a little longer, but you have a tad bit more range. Brass knuckles, you know, close range, but wide kind of like hitbox kind of thing. So you don't have to swing directly at the enemy and you'll still make contact. Like, you know, it has a wider kind of like, you know what I mean. But you have to be very close and then you hit it and just slam the guy. As long as you get really close, even if it's like a 180 kind of, he's on like your side, you'll still slam him. Very quickly too. Huh? I don't think we've ever seen anything like a whip melee weapon.
Kill confirmed.
The brass knuckles.
We have taken the lead.
Dude, that probably skimmed his chin. No.
Notch one.
Hey.
Lost the lead. Friendly UAV on station. UAV ready to deploy. We're tied with the enemy. Tag secure. Kill confirmed. Standing by. Friendly UAV online. The enemy's taken the lead. Confirmed. Friendly UAV on station. Secure. Kill confirmed. Friendly UAV online. Friendly mortar strike away. Confirmed that one. You're halfway to mission complete. Finish it. Tag secure.
Covering your six.
Oh, I got smoke on there.
Confirmed that one.
No. I thought I had stuns.
Mission time to maintain the lead. Confirmed.
Nah, what a shit spawn this was, man. Hey, really?
Confirmed
I still have the smoke trap on there. No. Got stuns.
Friendly UAV on station.
No! Fuck.
Tag secure.
Man, nice. That was a stupid push. Shit. Where did that bounce off, man? Oh, I stunned myself.
Friendly UAV online. Friendly remote turret unit.
Jeez. Wait, whoa. Audio bumped up.
Friendly UAV on station. Tag secure. Kill confirmed. Final minute. Mission is complete. Good work.
That was fun. Hey, Cutlet. Yeah, I think a whip styled or like metal chain styled melee weapon could be quite interesting, actually. And like I said, brass knuckles could be also kind of interesting. Because people love going fist only, right? But having the brass knuckles is close, and it could be. Maybe it needs to be a two-tapper. Like you need to two-tap them, but you have this really wide connecting range, but close. You have to be close, but you have a lot of leeway for like where the enemy can be positioned within your peripheral, and you'll get like kind of lock onto him and start like beating him. You go pop pop. And like I said, the whip could be like an interesting, like it's got a long wind up, so like smacking them takes a little more time, but you have a tad bit more range to it. More than a whip, I want to see the chain though. The chain would be beastly. Like something like not. I guess Indiana Jones is the whip concept, but the chain is more like what's that MCU guy? The the guy with the flaming head. Jeez, I'm blanking on. It's not Ghost Rider. Is that what it was? Ghost Rider. But he has that metal chain, right? Bam. Doesn't he? I think he does. Yeah, it's two interesting melee weapon concepts. Throwing it out there. This is by far my favorite use of this camo. The like riot shield. And I think in Modern Warfare 3, in Modern Warfare 2, if you put it on your back, like it would deactivate the camo. But they fixed it in Modern Warfare 3, I think. I mean, I don't know because what's on my back, I don't really know. But I think it's supposed to keep the camo on you when you put it on your back. And this would be a cool back riot shield camo. Even in the front as a main riot shield camo, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. They actually, like, a leak just came out, and there's apparently going to be a riot shield blueprint, supposedly tied to the Warhammer 40K or whatever, that collab or whatever. I don't know, that collab. So, is it Warhammer or something like that? But there's a leaked collab coming out, and there's a leaked riot shield tied to the collab. Whether it'll be a free item or a bundle, I have no clue. They don't usually, I think the few times they've given a riot shield even for free, like a reward or something. I wonder if this will be a reward. It might be. It looked good. Looked good. I just really like this camo, just the design of it. I've taken pictures similar to this, that were very popular when I did fine art shows and stupid shit like that as a kid. Let's put it on the Joker. We haven't done a Joker preview with a camo. Not necessarily the eyes, but the silhouetted trees and the fog and all that. Done pictures like that. That's kind of cool, huh? Yeah, I like the way the eyes work in the shadows. It's actually kind of cool. Even when you're previewing these, even the riot shield actually looked interesting when you did the preview, even though you can't see nothing other than the eyes. On the back, when they do the preview, they show you on the back and it's all shadowed. But this one, at least the eyes kind of pop through it. Cryptid Bootcamp Challenge 8, I think it is. Multiplayer zombie challenge to unlock a camo looking at you. Let's just run through them one last time while we talk about it a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, like, I think, what's up, Saucy? How you doing? I think if you look at it on the surface level, it is somewhat basic, but just the fact that it's trees and all, and it's not just like black stripes, right? Black and blue stripes, but there's the tree element, the silhouetted tree element to it, is something that appeals to me, right? Just visually. Then you add the extra fact that the eyes glow in the dark. So you have that kind of little glow in the dark touch to it. But more than that, it's kind of like a small element that sells the concept, looking at you kind of thing, right? A little better. So you take it into the dark and those eyes start glowing. And it's nice, dude. It's just a nice touch to already a pretty cool looking camo. And then you top it off like it's a pretty simple challenge to unlock this. Equip 2 perks, play the game, enjoy yourself, and you'll unlock it. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that, Saucy. Thank you so much. Always appreciate you stopping by and dropping a little like on my videos. It's always appreciated. It helps. It's also like a reasonably large design to the camo. Like when you see the camo on the riot shield, right? It feels like it's more than just my big complaint for some of them are just like, oh, it's such a small element that's just kind of repeated, particularly the Vought camo that we got last. This one's a much larger design. I think there is some repeat aspect to it. Like the front two trees look very similar, look identical, but I can't actually tell where it's repeating. Like if those trees are just too similar, but the whole thing is a larger camo, or if there's an actual repeat to it. Like they've repeated the camo or something. But generally it's a pretty large design to the camo, like when you look at the riot shield. Usually when you see the camos in the riot shield, it falls apart a little bit because you see that repeat, very quickly where it's repeating. Whereas like on the weapons, it's a little harder to see that repeat, but it does exist. With this one, I presume it's got to be repeating, but I'm not totally sure. It's got to be repeating because it's more than just the two front trees. Also the side trees are like repeating. Maybe it's a mirror repeat, like they've mirrored it. No, they haven't because it's the same side. Like, I want to look at it on the riot shield because there's definitely a repeat happening. Like you can see the trees, they repeat each other. But still, it blends well together. The repeat blends well together to make it cohesive and unified to a point where I'm like, I accept it as one image, like one larger. Yeah, as I said, my only like I wouldn't even say criticism. I would just say like I would have kind of been even more excited to see if they had gone this other step, is if the eyes blinked randomly, like not necessarily all blinking at the same time, so it's going on and off. One blinking, then randomly another one blinks, and then another one blinks, and another one blinks. So constantly the at least one set of eyes is blinking to make it more alive, you know, a camo. And you know that could have been an interesting factor in what's it called, the glow in the dark aspect, because suddenly you'll see like lights one blinking where it's glowing, right? It could have made it for an interesting element to it. But I mean, again, challenge tied to the way the camo, this exceeds, you know. Yeah, I mean, I personally think it's okay. It doesn't look that amazing on some weapons. Like, it's fun. It's a nice color combination. It looks okay. Like I said, I think it truly excels when you see it on the riot shield, personally. This was one of the leaked camos that I was sort of excited to see because I did like it immediately. And then when I found out it was glow in the dark and all, it just kind of took it to that. Man, I wish, like, having all these camos tiled on the bottom ruins it a little bit because it breaks up the riot shield, right? Like, it really looks best when you see the full riot shield. Where is it? So like this and this, that. It's got to be repeating right at the edge of the center tree, like the tree, the thick black tree with the two holes in it. I think as soon as you hit that edge, maybe? No? Yeah, see, like, there is the repeat. It is happening. But like some kind of like cut into that line and some push forward. That's why I say the blend is kind of nice. It's kind of a nice connect to the camo, which allows it to be a little more seamless. Like it's definitely this, like that center like line where that center tree, and then to the left, I guess on like the smaller trees, and then like I can see the repeat. I can see the like repeat trees, right? And it's kind of repeating. For me, it's right ways. I don't know how it orientates on the camera. Maybe it's on the left, I think, on the camera. But when I'm looking at it here, it repeats like the center big tree, and then the small ones go this way. And then on the left side, it's small, like there's a larger gap, and then small, and then big tree, right? So it's like that chunk of 4 trees are the repeat. The like big one, and then the 3 small ones, and then the large gap, then the big one, and then the 3 small ones. Like I guess that would be how you break it down. Yeah, but I like it. I like it. Yeah, and I just like the idea of the riot shield having this on my back, and when I'm in the dark, there's these little glowing eyes on my back, right? If that's how it works, if the camo actually remains when the like riot shield's on your back, I like the idea of that being there, right? And then it's kind of like not too like outlandish color and scheme to like not make it too like obvious, like when you're running by and all. Like sometimes if you put like too vibrant colors in your riot shield, you become like a quick target because people see you fast, right? Whereas this one's a little more subtle. Like even though there are bright and dark spots, I feel like I like it. I like it on the riot shield. I do. I sort of wish that preview was not It didn't have all these tiles on the bottom. I might still use the right shield as a thumbnail because I just like the way it looks. But yeah, I think if it had randomly blinking eyes as a small animation on top of the glowing eyes, it would be like a whole nother level. Like, it would be perfect. Yeah, I like it, man, Gunnar. You know the eyes glow, right? And the eyes glow in the dark. So like when you're moving in, those eyes be glowing. So yeah, that's the, what is it? Look at You camo from the Cryptid Bootcamp Challenge 8 reward. We will do the mastery blueprint maybe, but we might do that next week. There are some other stuff I want to do in the coming days. I think tomorrow I want to do the finals, but I have like lunch plans. So depending on what time I come back from lunch, we might do the departure stream also, like play on departure map. So either that or finals tomorrow, and then the alternate the day after. And then the following day, Tuesday, will be like Battlefield. I think there's like a repeat event going on, but with new rewards. So Battlefield, then Halo. And then after all of that, we'll check out the mastery reward for the Cryptid Bootcamp blueprint. And as long as that goes well, we'll keep it. I'm still like not super keen on checking out blueprints and stuff like that. But some viewer left a comment asking me to check out the blueprint, and I don't know, thought that was nice of someone showing interest in that, even though I'm sort of getting burnt out by it. So I will make an attempt to check it out. The other thing I was kind of thinking about, and I thought this would be kind of cool, but they didn't do it with this. Like, I was actually kind of interested because so this is the blueprint, right? It's got a reasonably similar, not exact, but similar color scheme to the camo. And I was just kind of interested in if you combined the camo with the blueprint, would it do something unique? But it sort of doesn't. You sort of lose both. It becomes kind of a muddled mess. But it got me thinking, right? That could be another interesting kind of concept where you sell a blueprint or you give a blueprint as the reward, and then maybe a camo tied to it, a universal camo tied to it. But what would be interesting is if you change attachments around, right? So now, like, you've lost this blueprint. I've changed the attachments around. But then I combine that camo with that blueprint. It kind of cleans it up nicely. Or, so I was just thinking of something like that. Like this one, again, you're losing the blueprint too much when you put this camo. It doesn't work like that with this one. It's not working like that. It's too much. It gets lost too much. More than anything, something like this looks cool with it, right? But yeah, I was just thinking, like, it's more complex than just this. This is too complicated a design for the blueprint to combine it with something to clean it up. It just doesn't work out. But I was thinking, man, it would be a very interesting combination where you sort of create a blueprint and a camo that kind of work together. And the camo is a separate entity. So it's a universal camo, right? But how it interacts with the blueprint could be interesting. Like, it could be more than just cleaning it up when you change attachments. It could have a unique animated property to it, right? Maybe the blueprint looks one way, right? It's like a base blueprint, and the camo is animated. And when you combine the animated camo with the blueprint, maybe the base image on the blueprint stays, but the animation plays in the background like that, right? and that creates a visual element to that blueprint that's unique and interesting, right? Or vice versa, where the blueprint's the more unique thing, like it's a reactive blueprint, but when you combine the kind of camo with it, it has this kind of unique reaction to it, right? Or something like that. I was just thinking that could be an interesting way of experimenting with blueprints and camos in a different way, where both elements on their own are unique and interesting, but when combined are something special, and it's designed purposefully like that. Like right now, the way blueprints work and the camos work, we do try to mix and match them, and we hope that it looks good. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Like it does happen. But I think it'd be more interesting to try to create a combination that actively is designed to be combined together, but doesn't need to be, right? Like this one, there are a lot of camos that will look interesting with this. Like here's an animated camo that makes this look very interesting, right? I presume this will look good too, right? Maybe the magma. So, I mean, this is kind of like the basics of it. But then taking it a step further is having the blueprint and the camo designed together and combining them as a single unit, but sold like not necessarily sold, but provided to you as separate entities. But you get them together knowing that they could be combined together and have that unique property, right? That looks actually kind of cool. Like right now, this is just because the image is basic and it looks good with the red camo, right? That it works out like that. But I'd like to see something different and kind of uniquely thought out with that similar concept, right? Again, I was keen on seeing whether there was some unique connection between the two. There wasn't between the camo and the like mastery thing. It just, some other camos looked good with it and some others because of the way they kind of like had the image kind of like the forefront of the blueprint, right? But there's more to do, like more things you can do with it that could you potentially be a unique combination. And then you're still getting a really cool blueprint and potentially providing a cool camo as part of a bundle maybe or an event. And if you earn both and you combine them both, it gives you something even more special, right? Just random thought. Again, this is very loosely kind of worded on purpose because I don't want to like lock down a specific idea because I want to see the creativity of actual designers taking this concept and potentially going their own direction with it to see how it works out, right? Because I think that could be a fun thing, you know, and then it could be even like a mini Easter egg kind of thing. Like it's that kind of thing where you combine one thing and the other thing and then suddenly you get a secret message, right? Because you've combined these two elements together that otherwise wouldn't go together. But when you do, it creates that secret like message, those kind of like ciphers or whatever coded things. That could be something interesting to do with camos and blueprints and would add a tad bit more value to the blueprints, right? And like I said, the ideal scenario is not only does it create this unique look to it, but maybe it allows you to have some element of being able to maintain a cool looking blueprint when you change attachments around and then you combine that camo, and because they go so well together, they're designed to go so well together that it's not a lot, like you're not losing, you know, like it feels like often the reason I don't like blueprints is when you change attachments, it feels like you're losing out on a large element or design of like the blueprint. Like that one, like even the scripted one, the minute we changed attachments around, even though, yeah, camos look good on it, minute you change attachment like around too much, that cool like image that was created by the like design of the blueprint is lost. And then no matter how cool those camos look with the combination, it still feels like a half blueprint. Doesn't look feel like full because you've changed the attachments around. Ideal scenario is like you change attachments around on the blueprint and then you combine that connected camo that you could otherwise use on other things also, but you connect it with this particular blueprint, and it keeps that cohesive design and still maintains, right? So yeah, that's just something I was thinking about also on top of actually with this camo in particular, because I actually like turned on my console. I'm curious to know whether combining these two things would do anything, and it didn't, unfortunately. The other thing I do want to talk about, this is something I mentioned at the end of the stream, but I've actually started getting a little more interested in potentially how field upgrades interact with your perks. And the other day I talked about potentially like how it could be interesting if you combine Dead Silence with Covert Sneakers, right? Now, these two should negate each other because there's no reason to have Dead Silence and Covert Sneakers, or even Dead Silence and the Ninja Vest, or maybe Dead Silence, Ninja Vest, Covert Sneakers, right? Suddenly, like, this is like a convoluted connection because they're all basically doing the same thing, right? And when you combine the Ninja Vest and the Covert Sneakers, it doesn't duplicate the effects. Basically, you convert the Covert Sneakers into running sneakers, right? So my concept was, what if you purposely combined Dead Silence with Covert Sneakers, but only when you activated Dead Silence, instead of getting Dead Silence, you get the effects of something like either the running sneakers or lightweight or stalker. Like you basically, for only the duration of the Dead Silence field upgrade, you kind of like combine them to create a different entity of perk. So, and I mentioned this in the like previous stream, back in 2019, I think Dead Silence used to give you a slight speed boost. I think I could be wrong about that. Maybe it was just a visual thing, but I think it was a speed boost, right? So my concept when I utilized Dead Silence in 2019, more often than not, it wasn't to silence my footsteps, but often I would use it to either make my initial push, because you used to get the field upgrade immediately in the game, right? It was always fully charged in the beginning. So my initial pushes I'd use Dead Silence to just get a little further faster. Or if I'm rotating and I want to get to the other location faster, I'd use Dead Silence. Or if I was using a slow weapon like an LMG, I'd use Dead Silence just to move a little faster and get from point A to point B faster, right? So I would like to see something similar where you have the potential of converting a field upgrade by combining them with its respective thing, and maybe changing the properties of this field upgrade. Like, I think personally, I don't see myself using Dead Silence over Covert Sneakers or the Ninja Vest. But if it gave me a speed boost, I don't care about the Dead Silence so much as the speed boost, right? And that would be more tempting to utilize Dead Silence, even though I'm using Covert Sneakers. Because whenever I use Dead Silence, I can make that speed boost, move myself a little further, get that little meta movement boost to get from point A to point B, or maybe outplay a player because I'm moving a little faster than he expects, right? Even though it's just a shorter duration. It's not necessarily converting the boost permanently. It's just giving you that speed boost for the duration of Dead Silence. Otherwise, always it's the Covert Sneakers, right? Otherwise, you always have Dead Silence because of the Covert Sneakers, or the Ninja because of Covert Sneakers. And I was thinking about it a little further today, and this is why I'm repeating it. It's not just to repeat the same idea at the same time, but the same applies to something like the munitions box and having scavenger, right? Having these two combined together. So here's another kind of unique combination that I actually use all the time. I'm always using munitions box, and even though I have scavenger equipped, right? So my concept here with this particular one, this is just again something I thought of immediately, like earlier today. So it hasn't been fully like flushed out. But maybe when you combine munitions boxes with scavenger gloves, you don't need to interact with the munitions box to resupply yourself. So like when you drop a munitions box, you have to interact with it. You have to press the interact button and then you will resupply yourself. But with scavenger gloves, you don't have to actually interact with the scavenger packs. You just run over them, right? And you don't have any animation of you bending over and picking up the scavenger packs. And that's how you kind of resupply your ammo with scavenger packs, right? How interesting would it be by combining munitions boxes like with scavenger gloves, or just even having scavenger gloves and running over a munitions box, even if it's a teammate's one, and you don't need to interact with it. There's no interaction whatsoever. By just running over it, you automatically resupply yourself immediately. It's the same one-time use kind of thing where only when you interact with it, you can only use it once in a life, right? And then only when you die can you re-interact with the munition box. But it could be an interesting way of doing it. The only problem with this is there are times where maybe you don't want to interact with the munitions box because you have like a throwing knife and you want to use the throwing knife and then come interact with the munitions box, right? But these are the kind of things I've been thinking of. Interesting ways of utilizing field upgrades in combination with some of the perks that you might have, right? Maybe, like, I mean, I haven't gone through all of them, so I don't know exactly. But I mean, this is where you kind of need to sit down and go through each field upgrade, go through each perk, list them all out, and then see how they could potentially work together with each other in a unique way, right? Maybe something like the suppression mine and tac mass combined, right, has a unique, interesting property when it's your own suppression mine or your teammate's suppression mine, and you have like the tac mask or whatever that normally would negate it, right? But not necessarily the same when it's an enemy's one, but it's something unique, right? And the same applies to some of these other things like anti-armor rounds. Maybe these anti-armor rounds in combination with something in Gunsmith, right? When you combine them together, like maybe the incendiary rounds and that, like something like that, right? Have some unique properties to them that make it a little more enticing to use them with perks that you might not necessarily even consider combining, right? Like, I think I'm the only idiot that runs scavenger and munition boxes together because it's kind of like stupid to have both because you're going to be resupplying yourself anyway. But, you know, sometimes I feel like hanging back and holding lines. So I like to have my munition box. And sometimes I feel like rushing. That's why I just do it, right? But even more so, I don't think anyone's running dead silence and covert sneakers because that makes zero sense, right? Having this combination makes zero sense. But if it did something unique and interesting, like give you a speed boost every time you activate a dead silence. So it's a movement mechanic field upgrade more than anything, depending on the boots you have, right? Either it silences your footsteps if you don't have that, or it gives you a speed boost or something like that if you have the silence footsteps. Yeah, it's just something I've been thinking about, mainly because of the way like the vests work, you know? How like you have this vest, it doesn't have the duplicate effects. There's no reason to have the duplicate effects of that item, right? And it got me thinking, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, right? When you have so many vests that do different things, some of them are going to be similar to the other perks that you have, right? Or identical. But that also applies to the field upgrades. And just having something interesting and unique that potentially could create different elements by combining the perks and the field upgrades without necessarily making massive changes, right? I'm not asking you to rehaul anything. I'm just seeing like how they could interact to create new metas that could be different and unique and interesting as far as loadouts go. So yeah, those are the few things I was thinking about. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. The melee weapon ideas are also pretty good. I gave you some 3 solid suggestions as far as potential upgrades and additions to the game. If any developers listening, hope that goes to good ears. Take care. Bye. Yeah, I actually genuinely love this camo. I'm gonna totally utilize it on my riot shield as a camo when I have it on my back.